So for men, we want to put our right thumb over the left thumb, then the left hand over the thumbs and the right hand over the left hand. Then that will just go over the center. For women, it's the other way around. So you put the left thumb over the right thumb, right hand over the thumbs, left hand over the right hand and on the center. If that confuses you, then just any way of putting the palms on the center with the thumbs tucked in and the pads just touching lightly. You can do this with your eyes closed or eyes open, it's entirely up to you. So we're going to be visualizing just on the dantian again, the central point of the body. And the warmth from the palms should be penetrating into that point at this moment in time, having your awareness of that. And then in that central point, making it as small as we can, we want to symbolize yin, or softness. So whatever works for you in way of a symbol, it could be the writing, yin, it could be the feeling of softness, it could be an image of something that for you represents softness. And then we just want to deepen our breath onto that point. We want to breathe in gently through the nose and breathing out again gently through the nose. It's fairly important here that you have equal breath on each nostril, so if one nostril is slightly blocked, you might want to actually just try and make a little change, do a bit of a funny face or something, and just try to equalize the breath. It might mean you have to breathe a little bit slower, but if that's too difficult or it becomes stealing your focus away from the exercise, then don't worry too much about that. Even breathing through the mouth is okay. Just teaching you the ideal. And the breath wants to be as if you're blowing an ember in a fire, trying to get that fire to light. So not too strong that it's going to blow that ember out, and not too soft that it's not going to do anything. So it requires a little bit of intention on the breath. And now I want you to imagine that this point in the dantian is a red color or an orange color representing fire, representing a flame, still with softness. So a soft, gentle ember. As we breathe in, we're just blowing that ember and increasing the warmth in the center. And increasing the intensity of the color, that red or orange color. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine a blue color representing coolness, representing the release of yang, the release of tension, the release of cold from the body. So breathing in, increasing the heat in the dantian, breathing out, a blue cool color. And hopefully there's a sensation of warmth in the belly now. If there isn't, then carry on with this exercise. Keep finding that right type of intention and attention. Increasing the color, increasing the breath, increasing the focus on that central point. And if you've got the warmth, then I want you to start expanding that so that it starts to fill up the hips and up to the navel, up to the belly button. Still imagining that you're breathing in with the right intention to increase that flame in the body. And after about 10 or 15 breaths, you should notice that heat is starting to spread further through the body, coming up to the belly button and down into the hips. So for the next 10 or 15 breaths, start sending that heat down the legs and down to the central point in the feet. So breathing in, blowing that flame, increasing the intensity of the color, keeping the feeling of softness. Exhaling the blue yang energy and sending that heat down through the legs, down to the central point in the feet. Right to the tips of the toes. And keeping that feeling, the next 10 or so breaths we're going to start sending that warmth up towards the solar plexus and into the chest, the heart chakra. If you start to lose the feeling in the feet, then go back there. If you start to get cold sensations anywhere, then go back to the first exercise, just focusing on the center. So if you're still with me, we're just going to keep stoking that flame inside the body and bringing that heat further up into the chest and into the heart region. As we're coming up this way, it's tempting to start to try to breathe into the chest. We don't want to breathe into the chest, we still want to be breathing into the belly. Breathing onto that flame in the dantian, the center of the body. And for the next 10 breaths, we're just going to start working up onto the throat. And there's a temptation here to feel the wind in the throat, in the windpipe. Try to keep the windpipe open and relaxed. We're breathing into the belly. So for the next 10 breaths, we want to start bringing the feeling of warmth to the forehead, to the third eye area. If you start noticing tingling in that area, then try to just allow that to happen and put it to one side. Keep the focus on building the intensity in the dantian, in the belly. And it's that intensity that is coming up through the body. Not the feeling of the tingling around the outside of the body. It's a different sensation that we can work on another time. Just allow it to be there. Building the heat in the body. You might notice that there's maybe some tension in the face, in the cheeks or in the brow or even in the jaw. So allowing that tension to soften. You might get some sensations in the eyes, some visual colours, flickering of the eyelids. These are all good signs. And for the next 10 breaths, we're just going to bring the awareness up into the rear crown and send the heat up right into the tip of the crown. Try to connect into the cranial muscles around the skull. If you're struggling to bring any warmth up to this point, just going back, focusing on increasing the intensity in the center. Increasing the breath, the intention of the breath to grow the ember, the flame, and the releasing of the blue yang energy. And once that started to intensify, then you can start bringing that back up into the body, up into the rear crown. So in Qigong we can always take a few steps back, go back to the basics. We don't achieve a huge amount by jumping to the end. We achieve in Qigong by regular practice and understanding and awareness of the foundational exercises, really simple exercises. So understanding where our awareness is, understanding the sensation of feeling the sensation of Qi, being able to listen to the body and know that sometimes this is readily available to us, sometimes it's not. I'm just going to take the hands now, rub them together a little bit. Should be quite warm already. This can just add a little bit more heat in. And we're just going to very gently just cover the eyes. And just feeling the heat from the hands into the eyes. And just massage on the temples as well if you like. Just whatever feels nice and natural for you. Maybe just on the side of the neck or on the throat. Just feeling the heat coming into the body. Onto the lower back. Feel the heat coming in the back of the body. rubbing down the legs, maybe onto the feet, the toes if they're feeling cold. Well, thank you very much for joining me tonight.